Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Niyi Amuda and I'm your facilitator. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach on the 7 qualities of a successful flyer design. The 7 qualities of a successful flyer design. So, who's Niyi? I am a graphic designer, an online coach, and I'm a child of God, and I'm an entrepreneur. So, without good qualities, we would not have successful flyer. And when we talk about successful flyer design, there are some attributes, there are some qualities that we look out for that we'll see in any design anywhere, and we'll be able to say that this design passed the test. We can give a check mark because we can say this design is qualified to be in the category of successful flyer design. By the way, what is a flyer design? What is a flyer? So a flyer is a form of paper advertisement which is intended for wide distribution, or is typically posted or distributed in a public place and is handed out to individuals, or it can be sent through emails. This is the definition of a flyer. Someone said a flyer can fly. That's why it's called a flyer. The flyer can move very fast from one place to another. But this is the basic definition of a flyer. It's a form of a paper advertisement intended for wide distribution and is typically posted or distributed in a public place and handed out to individuals or sent through mail. You've been to some parks or in the marketplace, in the school, and you have some set of people handing flyers to you, a printed paper containing information about an event or a program that they want you to attend, or a business proposal that I want you to see. This is what a flyer is. Now let me show you examples of flyers. Now we have this as examples of flyers. We have the first one, which is this one right here. Is a flyer, it's a church program flyer, and it was printed for distribution. Now this contains information about the church program so that you can print it out, take it to the public place like schools, marketplace, bus junction, and then you hand it over to people that are passing by so that they can get the information about your program or whatsoever that you are offering or doing. The other one by the right is a business flyer that is advertising your business. So you have a business, you put it into a flyer so that you'll be able to pass it on to people, just like a complimentary card carrying details about your business. So you can actually advertise your business. So that is why I said a flyer is a paper advertisement intended for wide distribution. You get? So let's go now to the qualities. 7 qualities of a great flyer design. Let's go there. Number 1, the first and foremost quality of a great flyer design is simplicity. Simplicity is key in anything design. In fact, in life, simplicity is very, very important. And in graphic design, in flyer design, in flyer making, simplicity is very, very important. There's a word that said less is more. So when you try as much as possible to make your information not so crowded, not so clumsy, it brings about, it helps you to pass your message very well. Remember, you want to pass a message. It's a form of paper advertisement. So the information are typed or printed on paper so that the people you are handing it over to, they can understand what you want them to understand. And that is why you need to pay attention to simplicity. There are some information that are not necessary. There are some information that are necessary. For instance, if you are talking about an event, the date is necessary and it should be captured in a very simple way. Simplicity in the use of font, simplicity in the use of images, simplicity is very, very important. So this is one of the qualities of a good and successful flyer design. It is simple. It is simple. It is there's enough space. It is simple, straight to the point, hitting the name and passing the message. Number two, the second quality of a successful flyer design is what I call smart use of white space. White space is underrated. Most graphic designers don't even understand what white space is. In fact, when I was growing up or when I started out graphic design, I never knew the real meaning of white space. So for me, I thought white space meant, or it means a space in your design that is white, just like a white background, then give enough space. So that's what I understood as white space. So in most of my design I was creating back then, I would always use a white background, white space. So I will always use a white background and then I will have space in the design. That was the way I defined white space. That's funny. But you see, white space, also known as negative space, is the unused space of your design. The part of your design that is not used. You don't have elements there. The part of the background that is not occupied. And if you can use and master white space very well, you will have a successful design. I see a lot of designs out there, flower designs, and you will see how clumsy it is, how crowded it is, how you will see information flying everywhere, so much busy. Now, if that is the case, you will not be able to have a successful design. So you need to pay attention to white space, negative space in your design. It will help your work, your flower design to breathe very well. It's not like it. If your work is so crowded and white space not there, it will look like you are trying to force all the food inside your mouth at the same time. Okay, but white space allow your project to breathe. It allow your project to be simple. Yes. So this is why you need to use white space very well. Use white space in a very professional way. Okay, so less is more. Use white space very well. The number three quality is the use of fonts. Now, as a graphic designer, especially as newbies, what most newbies do is that all the fonts that they learn or they know, any font they know, they want to use it. Any font they discover, they want to use it. So you will see graphic designers, newbies, looking out for fonts. Oh, I've seen this font. Oh, so they're looking out for fonts. So in one design, they can make use of maybe 10 fonts, 5 fonts, 7 fonts, different font family, 7. They will use different font family for just one project. Now, as a rule, as a professional rule for graphic designers, make sure that you are using not more than 3 fonts. So it is very, very important. You could even use just one font family in a design. This is where hierarchy comes in. So you can use bold, you can use regular, you can use italics. Just one particular font family. You could use only a vertical. A vertical has a lot of category in their family, a lot of members in that family. So you could discuss to show, okay, my design is just going to be a vertical. Like this presentation I'm doing, the design right here, I use a vertical for it. All the fonts here, they are from the vertical family. All right, so you can make you smart use of fonts, because your flyer design should be legible, should be readable. Legibility is very important. So you are not just going to be using script font everywhere just because you want people to know that you are new to graphic designer. I have come, I am here now. So they should know that I've learned graphic design. And then you begin to throw fonts everywhere. No, the important information is that information is passed, and so your text and everything you are using, your font should be legible. Now you can see very clearly the presentation from your screen, whatever you are watching from a laptop or from your phone device, a smartphone. You can see it very well. Why? Because it's legible. So legibility and the use of font is very, very important. So make sure you are using font the right way. Make sure you are not scattering font. You are not using more than 3 fonts in one particular flyer design. It's very important. Then number 4 is the smart use of colors. Colors plays a major role in graphic design. In fact, if you're a graphic designer and you don't understand the psychology behind colors, that means you will not be able to create successful designs. Yes, flyer design is very, very important. And one of the things that would make people to stop scrolling and pay attention to look at your flyer is because of the proper use of your colors. Colors have psychology. Colors have meaning. So you're not just using color here and there like a kindergarten playing with color in the school. No, you are trying to pass a message. You are trying to use color to pass your message. You are trying to use color to tell a story. So there are designs that you should know that this color will work and this color would not work. You can't use a red color, a red color for a design that is talking about health. What is red doing there? You are doing a flyer design to promote health products, to promote probably a hospital or a health center, and you're using red, just red. Now, the red will be good for your eyes, but it's not going to pass a very good message about what you want to pass. So you could use green, you could use purple, you could use blue. These colors work when you are talking about health. You get? So colors are very important. So you have to study the psychology behind color, how you can understand color and how you can use them effectively for your design. It will help a lot. I will drop a link in the description of this video to download a book, Color Workbook, that will help you to understand how to use color. Number 5, this happens a lot and we should pay attention to it. If you have a very good design that you have fulfilled, you have used a very good color, you have used a very good font, it's simple and all that, and now you make a lot of mistakes, grammatical error and spelling errors is all over your design. Now you see, notice something, it will spoil your image. Now when clients give you work, a flyer design to do, and then they look at it and they are seeing errors everywhere. They are seeing spelling error, grammatical error that is not from their own end because they gave you the correct spelling, or even though they didn't give you, as a graphic designer, you are a professional. So one of your professional duties is to correct errors. So you should be able to tell the client that, oh, this word is not correct, or even without telling the client, you correct it. For instance, if the client gives you a project that that there's a word in it, school, and instead of spelling SCHOOL, you went and wrote SHOOL. Now that alone, that omission of the C, the letter C, can destroy your your work. It can spoil a lot of things. So this is why you need to pay attention to grammatical errors and spellings. You need to understand. You have your Google, you have your internet, you have to search spellings, search words. There are some words that the client can give to you. There are some grammars that you may not sound well in your ear. You have to bring it to the client and try to do a little research and see if this is correct, because you are past. It's a paper advertisement. You are not going to send an information out there and and tell the company or the organization that you are designing for that they don't know what they are doing. So this is why you need to pay attention to your spelling. Number 6 is the smart use of images. The smart use of your images. Now, images could be background. Okay. Now, one of the definition of graphic design says that graphic design is an act of combining images, combining text, combining icons, and putting it all together to pass a message to the intended onlooker. You get? So most times in graphic design, you would definitely use images to tell a story. Graphic design is more like a storytelling venture, but you are telling a story through images, through elements. Okay. Now you need to pay attention to the kind of image that you are using for your design. Now pay attention to how your image communicates to your readers or to your onlookers. Pay attention to the kind of backgrounds that you use. There are some busy background that will spoil your work. Make sure that simplicity is all you apply. That your backgrounds should be easy. Your background should not make it difficult to read your text. Now, if you look at this presentation, you can read all the information here without straining your eyes. Why? Because the background is in good contrast with the text color that I placed on top here. Assuming I've used a light blue background for this, I will not be able to read some information. This is why I need to pay attention to the use of images. When you want to tell a story, a successful story, choose your images right. Make sure you are using high quality images for your flyer design. Don't use quack, don't use low quality images. Low quality images can spoil your design. If you have the right image for your design, you are almost 40% done with that flyer design. And now, the last but not the least is you need to pay attention if you are going to be printing your flyer. If it's not an e-flyer, if it's not an electronic flyer, then you need to pay attention to the quality printing materials. So when you want to take your flyer art from your laptop or from your phone or wheresoever, and you want to go and print it in a printing press, make sure you go to where they have good quality printing materials, printing machine, so that your work in your devices. Let's say you are doing a design. Sometimes you've seen that your design is very okay in the screen, but when it's out, it is not okay. Why? Because the quality of the machine or the printing machine or material that was used to printing. Get quality papers. Go to a quality printing press that will give you the results. That will make sure that the way it is on my screen, that's the way I want it to be printed at. And this is why you need to pay attention to quality printing materials. And if you do these 17, if these 17s are found, then you have a